Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jill. I am a style and beauty blogger. I'm also a mom and a small business owner. This is part 2 of all of the best things that I've bought this year. This is the beauty version. In part 1, which I will link here, I have all of my favorite style things like shoes, bags, shirts, etc. And so as requested, we're gonna move on to all of my favorite beauty buys. I'm pretty much wearing everything that I'm talking about so you can actually see what this stuff looks like. Let's dig in. First one is the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation and Concealer. I do want to apologize because these are really fucking expensive. These are definitely on the luxury end of designer makeup. However, they are so good. Look at my complexion. Doesn't look like I'm wearing any foundation really. They just have this like glowy, slightly matte, satiny kind of finish. The longevity is amazing. I'm such a fan. The concealer even kind of leaks and I still use it. That's how good it is. It's so good. I find out of all my concealers, it creases under my eye the least. I am never going to say that a concealer is like creaseless because you use so much of your eyes for your expressions and your smiles and all of that stuff that I don't think that a concealer can be fully creaseless with that much movement. At least in my experience, that's just a reality. This is kind of the best for creasing in my opinion. These are both 4.5, although this is a little bit light for me right now, and so I will mix in the Say Glowy Super Gel in Sun Glow. I love this. Okay, this is actually not a buy of mine from this year, but I did repurchase it this year. This is the It Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe Complexion Perfection number 7 brush, and there's a reason why all the makeup artists love this brush. It's so good. The shape and the density and the size. I will bring this as pretty much my only brush when I go traveling. It's all I need. I use it for my complexion, my bronzer, my blush, my concealer. I usually don't wear eyeshadow, but I'll just put some bronzer in my eye socket. It is so, so good. If I could choose any brush to have, like not eyeshadow brush, but it would be this one. It's so amazing. This is much newer for me, but this is the Nars Light Reflecting Eye Brightener in Golden Eye. I think the shade is so beautiful. I think it does such an amazing job of brightening without making my eye look too bright and like white underneath. The consistency is really creamy and beautiful. I don't find that it creases. I can put it underneath and then put concealer on over top, and I have no issues with that, at least with the Armani concealer. So I love, 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 love this. This is such a classic product. So this is the Wattier Portfolio Correctors, and for the most part, I use the green, and I've just found that it is so effective in getting rid of any redness, and you have to use just a tiny bit so that it doesn't actually look green on your skin, but green is the opposite in the color wheel of red, and so it does a really good job of canceling the red out. I will sometimes put on a tinted sunscreen and only use this if I have some leftover spots on my chin or my forehead or something. It's so effective. It's a denser consistency, so I find that it doesn't really slip off very easily, and then I'll go over this with a little bit of concealer over top if I want a little bit of extra coverage, but this is tried and true. I love this. This was actually something that I got sent and I kind of was like, oh, whatever, but I started using and absolutely love. I've been using it almost every day since I've got it. This is the Nude Sticks Nudies Matte in Bondi Bell, and I use this basically as like a bronzer slash contour. I put it here, 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 and a little bit on my eyelid and sometimes down my neck. I just find it such a great shade. It's not too cool that it only gives you contour vibes. I don't really like my bronzer to be very orangey. I just think it looks fake, and I just have this thing about really orange bronzers. I think the color is really beautiful. Here, let me show you. They've just done such a good job of mixing warm and cool together in like a really flattering shade. I love it. This Chanel blush, this is the Baume Essentiel Multi-Use Stick in Rouge Frais. And it's like this reddish, super natural blush. It's like almost like a highlighter in there, but it's a really wet look. So instead of looking remotely sparkly, it looks really dewy and beautiful. If I had to choose two products to use every day, it would be this and the concealer. I like to use it on my cheeks, across my nose. You can use it on your lips and your eyes. This one is expensive. It's really good, I have to say. This is probably half, maybe a bit less of the stick, so you get a fair amount and it should last you quite a while. Okay, I'm just gonna finish up with complexion products. This is the Givenchy Prism Libre. This is the loose powder. I got the mini version because there's a lot in it and I just don't think that I need to spend quite that much on powder, but this stuff is actually really good. TikTok definitely made me buy this and they were right. I have the number 3 Voile Rosé. It's kind of got some like rosy colors and some more neutral colors, but I find it does a really good job of setting my under eyes and kind of brightening them at the same time. I find that it doesn't look matte or cakey at all. I don't use very much and I like to use a separate little sponge that I got from Sephora. It's got a bit of a triangular tip so that I can get in under my eyes really easily. This is me wearing the powder. I just put it on my forehead, under my eyes, and on my chin. I just put it to like right here in this area so that I still have this really glowy part. I do find that I get quite oily in here, especially with all of like the creamy products that I really like to use. So I found that using a setting powder is really helpful. And this is definitely one of my favorites. Mascara. This is a big one because I have been using Pat McGrath's mascara for probably 4 years. The Fetish Eyes mascara. I love it so much. I still do, but I was sent the YSL Lash Clash. This is in black number 1. They also have a really beautiful brown, but this has got to be my favorite mascara of the last like at least 5 to 10 years. The brush is really nice. I find that if I twist it forward when I put it on, it gives you like a really full voluminous lash. The color is just so pretty. This is what it looks like on someone's lashes. I will usually do one coat of this, curl my lashes, do another coat, and then sometimes curl them again, just because I find that it helps with the longevity of the curl. This mascara is really good. The Shiseido Arch Liner Ink. I'm wearing this eyeliner right now. What I actually do first is I will put on a little bit of pencil eyeliner and use a brush to kind of smudge it out to get the shape that I want, because I find that I will screw up a lot with this. Then I will go over it with this because it's so dark and it just looks more dramatic and it lasts a really long time. I find that once it kind of sets, you're good for the night. This is what the tip looks like. There's just something about the way that they've engineered it that I find to be really helpful. It's quite a thin pen, but you can kind of do whatever thickness you want. I do like little strokes like that. Lastly is this Smoky Coal Nude Velour. So obviously it's a nude and I think that this color nude on me works really well. And because it's waterproof, it actually stays on your waterline. And I feel like it really makes a difference in brightening up my waterline. But this is my favorite, especially when I do a cat eye. I like to have it like really bright underneath. Put on a little bit more so you guys can see. But like obviously it wears down. It's on your waterline, but I just find that it stays the best out of anything I've ever tried. It's so good. I hope that was helpful. I do have videos on my everyday hair, which is basically what I have right now, as well as my everyday makeup, which is everything minus the wing. So I will link those as well if you're interested. Let me know if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.